what are your plans for like the curriculum that you'll be using for the school?
So right now we run a Montessori Plus curriculum in our Sunshine Kids Academy, and that is going to be our driving curriculum into Chuo International School. We are also in the process of applying for the Cambridge International program, and we are about 90% there with our application and our process, and we just need to finalize those details. And so hopefully we will be an endorsed Cambridge school by September.
Can you tell us a little more about academics at Dalton? What is learning like at the school?
Learning is, at our school is actually more like a college. The students are responsible for their own learning. We are partners in the project, and the students pursue very much their own interests with our guidance and support. In English, we split our learners into 3 groups depending on their ability. That's a standard, advanced and academic. The academic students, many of them have lived abroad, so their first language is almost English. And so when they come back to Japan, we're a great home for them. Our standard students are students without any experience of English, and if students are interested in English and they work hard, they do go up, they can increase their grade from advanced through to academic by the end of their studies.
How about things outside of the classroom? How do children get involved in their community?
So our students are heavily involved in extracurricular that we provide. So, whether sort of in the face of outings or sort of any sort of activities that, get students out of their campuses. So we organize things like, sporting activities. We organize, sort of barbecues and all these sort of competitions between students as well. So students would never get bored outside their classrooms, either. So there'll always be things to do for everyone on campuses. And our students are enjoying their campus life fully. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of students actually come to EF campuses to study. So that's sort of, extracurricular that we organize as a school.
As children graduate from KAIS, what are some of the memories that you see them leaving your school with?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think the one thing that I think the feeling that they're left with is the sense of community that we have. We're a small school, and so we're able to build really strong connections with each other. We get to know the kids really, really well, and they get to know us really well. We develop connections on a personal level. We really individualize the learning experience for the students, and I think they're left with that sense of community, a strong feeling of connection with each other and with the teachers and just with the whole broader community. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little more about learning at your school? What are academics like?
Sure. Okay, so we're part of the Brighton College network of schools. Brighton College in the UK has been in existence since 1845. Today it's one of the most successful co-educational schools in Britain. Its pupils are always amongst the very best achievers in terms of its GCSE results and its A-level results, the examination systems that are taken in British schools. This year, some 43 of its graduating pupils have been offered place at either Oxford or Cambridge University, which is an extraordinarily successful rate. So it's fair to say that the Brighton College network of schools has a very key emphasis on academic success and supporting the children that come through its doors to do incredibly well. So although we don't have any examination results yet because we're a new school and our first examinations won't come for a couple of years, we absolutely want to emulate the same sort of success. And so, we make sure that we provide fantastic teaching, small class sizes, a bespoke, personalised curriculum to help every single one of our pupils make the most success possible. And I'm really confident that when our first cohort takes their IGCSE exams in a couple of years' time, they're going to do really, really well.
Could you tell me a little bit about academics at the school? What is learning like there?
Okay, so the academics are based on a British curriculum model, fundamentally because that requires, well, Harrow School, of course, but fundamentally because it requires youngsters to be able to retain knowledge, understanding, develop skills, but also to be able to then apply those into contexts that they may not have thought of, apply their knowledge in order to show deep learning. Obviously, therefore, what goes on in the classroom is to make sure that the right questions are asked to make students think, that they're given the right opportunities to work together, to collaborate and think creatively, so that they are properly prepared for the challenges that they'll face in the adult world.
How about extracurricular activities at your school? What's it like outside of the classroom for your students?
Yeah, so our school is a boarding school. It's a full boarding school. So students have opportunities in the boarding house for extracurricular activities as well. So usually in the nighttime, there are some sports activities or things. Usually in the university campus, we share our sports facilities with them. So on the weekends, there are, for example, Kyudo, Japanese archery, or judo available for our students. And then about once a month, they'll have boarding excursions as well. And during the weekday, we have something called the Engage program. So that's your regular after-school extracurricular activities. But the unique thing in our school is that we change those every 3 months. And we actually have a lot of student councils. And one student council is the Engage Council. So they decide what the extracurriculars are by, asking the other students what the demand is. And of course, some things are only available in summer, some things are only available in winter. So outdoor sports is more summer, but this changes every 3 months.
Can you tell us a little bit about your company's background and history?
Sure. Kokusaba Learning has started in 2017. We started back when I was a second-year student at Waseda University. A little bit about my background. I was born and raised in Japan. I went to a Japanese school until I was in grade 5. I don't look it, but my parents are from overseas and have been in Japan for a long time. And I pretty much went through a Japanese upbringing, so I actually couldn't speak English until I was in middle school. So during middle school, my parents decided to enroll me to an international school, and I really struggled at first. It really took me about 3 to 4 years to, fit in, not just academically, but also culturally and socially into an international school environment. I really wished back then that I had a tutoring service for international school curriculum. And fast forward to university, I had a great community of students around me who had similar experiences. So that's how Kokusaba was born.
Yeah. Sounds wonderful. Can you give us an idea of what a day in the life of a student at your school is like?
Correct. Another interesting part is in GIS we have around 45 to 50% of Japanese, 40 to 50% of Indians, and then around 10% of other nationalities as such. So what happens is a day starts with what we call the morning assembly. So this itself, it's a 10-minute slot which gives each and every child an opportunity to go. It starts with a school general prayer, a thought for the day, news, and if there are interesting facts, then they have it. And from there they go for their regular schooling, as I mentioned earlier, which is a good mix of strong academics with co-curriculars and sports activities. And apart from that, we have weekly schedules where they have maybe it's a literary week or a book week. So during these things, children take leadership roles to take over the entire program, conduct the entire program. For example, in the book week, we have an author coming in and sharing his or her thoughts. So for a budding writer, this is a very good opportunity to ask how do you get your characters as such. So we have had famous noted children's authors like Anita Nair, Michelle Harrison from UK, Sudha Murthy, If you know Infosys, if you know the Indian IT industry, Infosys head's wife, who's a philanthropist as well as a children's author. So all these people have interacted with children. So a daily starts with a good mix of this thing, and as well as they have time to imbibe the culture of Japan as well as other nationalists. Korea. We have around 30 nationalities in the school. So children are very lively. I would definitely encourage you to come to our school for a visit, and you will get to see the children in action. I think whatever I've spoken, I think they'll speak volumes, and that is how the life they enjoy, I take it, yes.
Can you tell us a little more about academics at KA? What's learning like there?
Sure. So learning is wonderful. It's an adventure. I would say the program that we are most proud of, that we focus on, is our 6th grade Juken program. So these are students that are trying to get into a junior high school. There are 2 paths into most junior high schools. One is the regular entrance exam, and one is the special returnee program. So we specialize in preparing kids to enter through that program. It's very challenging and tough. It's a great year of growth for the students, both emotionally, intellectually. And so we focus heavily on that. We're very proud of our ability to get students into all of their schools of choices. That's something that we're very proud of. And we think that we are able to have that success with students because we don't focus just on teaching to the exam, but holistically growing the entire child. One other unique program that I'd like to offer about academics is KA Plus. So it's a subscription online program for group live lessons. So these are not pre-recorded lectures. It's actually a live teacher along with other students. So not only can students interact with the teacher, but with other students as well. And these classes range in topics from more academic standard vocabulary, grammar, etc., to more fun topical classes on, let's say, history or science or mathematics.
How about outside of the classroom? How do students get involved in their community?
Yeah, clubs is a big part of life. As I said, we're very academic, but we also focus on that wider curriculum, the enrichment. So we do have clubs every single day, from 3:40 to 4:40. There's about, I think this time we've got about 85 different clubs going on, lots of things. Screen golf, music, choir, drama, football, lots of sports, running club, we've got fencing club, ballet, you name it, it's in there. So children have the opportunity to try lots of different things, and we think that's very important at prep school age. It might be that they pick up a violin and they love it and they do it for the rest of their lives. It might be that actually I think that's not for me and they try something else that they're really passionate about. So we do encourage children to really get involved in all those clubs, whether that's 5 a week, 3 a week. We do like to see them engaging with the wider curriculum.
How about the students who graduate from your school? What are some of the memories that your students, particularly, they have of their time at your school?
So a lot of our teaching also involves the SDGs from the UN, and we instill those as we're teaching, and we hope that the kids, when they graduate, they continue with that teaching. They continue with helping the community, with making sure the environment is nice, with just generally being good all around people.
Emily, can you tell me a bit about academics at your school? What's learning like at the Learning Tree School?
Yeah, our school is, like Fumi said, very small, very intimate, so we really value small classroom sizes so that each child can be catered to individually. We have multi-grade classrooms, so students who want to push and challenge themselves more can go up to higher grade levels, and students who need more foundational skills can work on those at their own pace. Our curriculum is American Common Core, but we incorporate things like research and inquiry. We do a lot of hands-on learning, and students are guided by their teachers, and teachers are also guided by their students. So if students, for example, are really excited about a specific topic, whether it be science, then that is kind of where that might take them. It's a really collaborative environment for our students to learn, and they really enjoy that element.
Can you tell me a little bit about how students at your school get involved in the community outside of academics? So like extracurricular sorts of things.
Okay, great. Yeah, so what we call it a co-curricular program, which is, so each day the students will have their, normal lessons, of course, and then every student has to do a co-curricular activity or course each day, Monday to Friday. And they can choose, so it could be something different every day, or maybe 2 or 3 different things a week, from sports, drama, debate, science club, technology club. Could be anything. We offer over 80 different activities that they do. And some of these will involve going outside of the campus, of course, and mixing with the community. Where we're located is Kashiwa-no-ha campus, which is a smart city. So we're on the same area as one of the campuses of Tokyo University, also Chiba University. So we make sure we have a strong relationship with them. We often have business people and entrepreneurs come to the school and do activities with our students. Also professors, visiting professors from Tokyo University. And another example would be the computer club. They visited the Google head office in Tokyo and met the CEO, and they were talking about, how, especially how women can get into this kind of engineering positions that Google offers. So there's a lot of activities with the community and like co-curricular activities that we do, because that's extremely important for our school, not just the academics. It's all about other developments.
To open a school for these children, I'm sure you have some kind of vision or dream for what you want the children to become as they finish their time at your school. Can you tell us a bit about what it is you want to build for these children and their future?
Absolutely. So we're committed to the children knowing that they've been to school in Japan. So what I mean by that is whether the children are Japanese or whether they're international, we want them to have the experiences and the knowledge of going to a school in Japan. So that will be Japanese language, but it'll also be the understanding of the culture and the and sort of the arts of Japan. And so that will look like trips and visits to Kyoto and places across the country. And we want those graduates to, as well as know that they've been to a school in Japan, reflect on the fantastic visits and opportunities that's offered them. We want them to be confident when they go out and about. We want them to be confident in a boardroom, whether that's in New York or London or Tokyo. And we want them to have discovered some fantastic interests, things that they may not have known when they joined us, but when they leave us are like, oh, because I went to that school, I'm now a gifted linguist, or I'm an amazing musician. So hopefully those happy memories will go with them.
Can you tell us how students get involved in the community outside of academics? So not just in classroom learning, but other ways that the students get involved.
Yeah, we have a really rich, abundant variety of extracurricular activities as well. We have a lot of after-school clubs that we offer at school. For example, for elementary school, many different sports. We have basketball, football, tennis. We have Japanese martial arts, kendo, aikido. We have jiu-jitsu. Also, for those who want to do something besides sports, we have strings, so instruments, cooking clubs, drama club, pottery, so everything for everybody. And we have 3 rounds, so they're kind of like seasons, so they can try something different every season, and that's how they stay active and balanced. And maybe David could explain a little bit more about secondary, because we have a wide range of extracurricular activities as well.
So we run the extracurricular activities and various programs to fit each the age levels. So from Montessori, certain types of clubs and extracurricular activities, to elementary school, to secondary school. Of course, as they get older, we want them to be professional in that areas. So we also offer Model United Nations, World Scholars Club, and we connect with other schools, including Bay schools, for activities as well.
Can you give me an idea of what a day in the life of a student at Malvern is like?
Of course.
course. So our students start their school day at 8:20. So most of them will arrive around 8 a.m. or so. A lot of them will come through. They'll be greeted by one of us staff members. A lot of them will kind of like hang out in their commons areas, and then when it's time for class, they'll move on. Throughout their day, they may be going to STEAM class or art class. Maybe they're having maths class or English. Their classrooms especially will look a little bit different in the elementary and the junior high school. The elementary school is a lot more fun. There's a lot more like activities and things like that inside the classroom, whereas the junior high school students are kind of moving towards the activities. They're kind of up and about a lot more. We do know, because the way I do my work, the students during their morning break time, they have a really fun time just in their common areas. Even if it's raining outside, they have some lounging areas. The kids really love the Yogi Bowl on our campus. They can hang out in the library. If a teacher's available, they can go to the dance room and practice their upcoming competitions, things like that. Lunchtime is also really fun for them because it's not them eating in their classes, they're eating in their houses. So kind of like Harry Potter, we have those houses. So we have a lot of like our older kids are working together with our younger kids. They're really great role models, playing together with them, all of those kinds of things. And then as their school day comes to an end, a lot of them will stay on campus until about 4 or 5 p.m. Doing some after-school activities, working together with teachers, doing all kinds of stuff. A lot of them also just love to just hang out at school and have fun until it's time for them to go home.
Next, please tell us about academics at your school. What is learning like at school?
Thank you. At CTIS, an IB school for both primary and middle years programs, learning is rooted in real-world inquiry-based exploration. Through project-based learning, students engage in STEAM, languages, arts, and design, connecting their students to both global and local issues. Classes take place in flexible, tech-rich environments with one-on-one devices and a bilingual English-Japanese library. CTIS nurtures curious, reflective, and multilingual learners who are ready to make a meaningful impact on the world.